So hey, sun's going down in sunny central Otago. Cold but sunny. There she is. Had some fun yesterday, that's for sure.
Oh shit! That was awesome.
And a little bit of trouble, but all good.
I have a fuel on the way to Alex. I thought it was a regular, but it was already on reverse. Oh, I just had to pass a cop car pretending everything was normal. Passing at 70, exhaust loud as because of the lack of fuel. Trying to tip everything over to one side of the tank. All I need to do is get up that hill, and I'm at the Clyde Dam. I can ride into Clyde. Yes!
Almost 21 liters, and it's not even full yet. You know what? I can get used to that. Except this though. Never get used to that. Well, that arrow is clearly pointing down. And now I'm gonna put it. She has a bit. Okay. Okay, where's my regular rotation? Should be a regular. Oh, I can't. I see now. Okay, I can't go to regular because the hose clamp's in the way. Alright, might have to sort something out for that. Move the hose clamp a bit. If that's not enough, maybe cut the tap a little bit. Alright. Anyway, I'm good for another 300 Ks again. Alright, I just lost the clutch because the clutch cable came loose and I had to let it dunk 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 halt to an end in third, fourth gear. How the hell did that happen? It must have been the bolt slowly turning. Alright. Back in Cromwell, it took me like a few seconds to realize what the hell was going on. I'm pressing the clutch while approaching the intersection. And nothing's happening. But I thought, oh damn, the brake's not working. Why the hell's the brake not working? Where'd the fluid go? Huh? And then I realized, wait a second, this is the clutch I'm trying to press here. Oh shit. Because that never happened before on this bike. Once in Vietnam, on a different bike, I lost the clutch, but this was new and I had to slow down and let it stall. That felt very strange. Making it nice and tight now. What I'm going to do now is sort out the second fuel tap and run the line and split it to the carburetor, because yesterday I got some items and one of them is the three-way split, which should get this tank completely in the game before putting the fuel pump in and add a little bit more to the range, which is already impressive. So based on yesterday's experience, I moved the clip hose clamp a bit that hooks up the radiator hose to the radiator pipe, but can't get it out of the way. It's just not possible to get it in a way that the tap can be in its regular position. It's not possible to get the tap in that position because of the pipe. So still thinking of that solution of cutting the pipe down to here and running an extended hose somehow to this section here. It's an alternative. Meanwhile, at least I can turn it off, but can't have it on regular. Such is life. Just thinking out loud now, what I could do is flip the tap around and maybe have the tap on that side. That's a possibility though, do something with that. You have a tap around the corner. Yeah, I guess that's also an option. Get the fuel out of that line. This hasn't gotten old yet. Actually, I'm quite excited every time to start the bike so far.
So here's that brake light, which is on. Which I thought was pretty random. It was on most of the time. I checked the spring, and it seemed alright. It was really confusing me, and I thought could it be something electric? But then I found that sometimes it wouldn't be engaged. Here's the front brake. There's the rear light. See what happens now that I push the brake lever forward. It's really easy. I'm barely pressing it on the brake light, so it sits mostly on. So it's the brake lever here. It presses really easily. Now, this is a new lever.
Also, looking ahead, I imagine there's going to be some more wire wheeling. Nice set. Mate, it is so good. Be around shops again. Expanded on the tool arsenal. Extension for the ratchet. Good stuff. Another 65 watt halogen light. So I'm actually looking forward to expanding the tool arsenal with some more quality stuff. It's a new thing. I enjoy looking at tools now. Oh yeah, of course, I'm not used to taking everything off again, but plastics off, seat off, then tank. Full tank though. All good. A lot more weight. While I got all of this open, I'm gonna check the bolts for tightness. Nope, that's all good. Just a little. More bolts up. Brass freeway piece I'm putting in. It was a plastic one, but I wasn't sure if that was fuel resistant because that was for a vacuum something. Here we go. Looking here now, so this sticks out. The hose goes up until here. So this brass piece has to come more or less over here. Just realize if a 4-way piece exists, that would be perfect for here. Keep an eye out for that, because then I can just run the line from there and hook it up there. Now I have to make it all happen from here. And this is more or less what we need. You know, can somebody tell me why they still make these with flathead screwdrivers? These should all be Phillips heads.
Beautiful. It's good. I was gonna run the line here or line there. Either way, we'll get in contact with the engine here and there. So I was concerned about that. Found that there's
products available like heat tape. So before I can get anything like that, I'm gonna wrap it in a few layers of tin foil for now. I'm not sure if this rubber is heat resistant, but I imagine it has its limits, and to be on the safe side. Alright, did an atrocious job. Can't see anything anymore, it's gotten dark now. At pulling the fuel line through without breaking the wrap. So, bit of a futile endeavor that was. Alright, no leaks. Tube sticking out a bit more because it came outward. And here it's sitting alright too. Well, at least a little bit of tin foil sits on the engine. But I imagine that these tubes should be able to resist engine heat and then some. Something that hasn't been running well since the bike got back together, and I expected it to be gone since the engine was rebuilt, but it's still there, is this spit. It's almost mechanical, and it goes like pfft. And I've had that since the West Coast, since South Island, and I thought it had something to do, well, we concluded it might have something to do with the exhaust valves, inlet valves, you know, and that the engine rebuild would do away with that issue. But it's still there, and I'll flick the bike on to give you an impression of what's going on. Now it's running all right. When I open the throttle a bit, you'll hear there you go. Tuck. Again. Tuck. Tuck. Now this usually happens a lot in low revving. Anyway, so it's still there, and you know, if the engine is good as new basically, then what's going on here? Spark plugs are new. What's old? Coils and CDI. What I'm going to do now is chuck in my two spare aftermarket CDI. There is one thing about one of the CDIs though, it has a gaping hole in them. Well, something has pressurized through it in the past, but was still working. So I'm going to replace them and see what happens. So here's the CDI. I'm not sure if this is the aftermarket one. The MS8 here could be original still, but I'm not sure. It could also be aftermarket. The other one is an Argentine, or maybe I blew my original one, my last original one, on the west coast of Australia when the alternator gave out. Anyway, see this? I noticed this shortly before I came to South Island, but it was still working. And some CDI that are sold have like this area pre-made in them that is there to work as a pressure hole, but I think all these aftermarket CDIs original, they differ a bit from each other. Anyway, that's not good if something like that happens. So I am going to chuck this one in. This is an American one, at least comes from America on eBay, and it's not the typical Argentine one which says made in Argentina. Here we go. Seems to run slightly richer. Wow. So it's interesting. It makes the difference already for the way the bike runs. I actually got to lower that, which is a lot harder now, stationary. I heard it once again. Yeah, still there. See, this is the Argentinian one. Made in Argentina. IHA6001. The American ones have nothing on them. I need to improvise something more permanent to hook the CDI up, because the rubber mount drops out of the hold really easy and just sits on the fender. So I put duct tape on there again. I wonder if there's any Transalp riders out there who have ridden for 2 years and haven't experienced the CDI problem. My first time was after, I don't know, a year that I had the bike, when you clearly feel that you're running on one cylinder. Haven't had that anymore in a long time. Chili. Pretty handy system, the whole. Someone has to explain to me how you pronounce that. Jesus clips. Only downside is with these, I don't know if this is brand specific, but the final twist puts them downward instead of sideways, where there's space for, but I can live with that. Alright, that's it. Fresh CDI, dual fuel line. Test that range. Good stuff.